What is happening? It's your pal Tommy Boy, and I'm back with another edition of Reacts. That's right, by the title of the video, we're diving into another one of my favorite subjects, and something I've been following my entire life. I'm kind of tiptoeing into the industry myself, as far as my general knowledge and even a little bit of personal history with the industry. But I'm talking about, obviously, pro wrestling, and one of the greatest to not only step into the ring, but to cut a promo. None other than the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. This video is just a compilation of the very best of his promos. I'd imagine a lot of it's going to be from back in the territory days, probably a lot of it from the WWF, WWE days. Maybe some from even from the TNA Impact days, but it's about 12 minutes long. I'm pretty sure it's going to cover pretty much a lot of his very long and storied career. That being said, I'm going to shut the hell up. Let's get right to it. Let's get to the man himself. Take it away, Nature Boy.
We like to figure ourselves right into the action. If it's here and you want it, woo! Come and get it, because we're in town for a party, Daddy. You greased up musclehead punk. Then what are you gonna do? Lay on that couch and shrivel up? That's what'll happen. You'll be a Richard Simmons lookalike. You'll be a punk. Ow! That's what I do in the morning when I kick 5 girls out of bed. I go, woo! And they go, woo, woo, woo! Because they know they've been with the world champion. You're talking franchise, you're talking money, you're talking notoriety, you're talking women, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a guns. That have kissed all the girls and made them cry. Woo! And I'm telling you, yes, I'm excited! Chi-Townie, you got Ric Flair, the captain of the team, behind you. Ooh. Learn to love it. Diamonds are forever. Woo. Woo. Tell them like it is, girls. Put that camera on that sign one time. Woo. And I want the whole world to know I got my Learjet sitting right out there at Pink Sheeny Cab. And in just about 20 minutes, I'm going to ease down the steps, Ted Turner by my side, get my limousine, ride on 85, get my Learjet, woo, and take off.
Yeah, there is just no one better at cutting a promo than Ric Flair. I don't care what anyone says. They can try to say Stone Cold, The Rock, anyone else from the current generation of wrestlers out there. Still, in my opinion, they cannot hold a candle to not only the Nature Boy, but Dusty Rhodes as well. The late, great American Dream. Those two are still on my Mount Rushmore of greatest pro wrestlers on the microphone to this very day. And anyone that says otherwise clearly hasn't gone through all this footage of how great and natural these guys were on the microphone and just cutting promos left and right. And I tell you, there's just nothing better to me, A lot of it is just so poorly written nowadays that it just distracts from how talented these athletes are. There's this certain promo. Let's face it, it's WWE. I can barely watch it anymore just because how poorly everything is written. Everything's last minute. Nothing makes sense anymore. And when you watch the matches, 99.9% of them all have the same finish. It's one or the other. It's either a distraction finish or it's a surprise roll-up. I mean, no clean victories anymore. No good matches. that really stand out from the rest. It's either distraction finish, DQ finish, and of course the surprise roll up. But that being said, let's get back to why we're here, and of course that is to watch the greatest of all time do his thing on the microphone. Let's get back to it.
To New Orleans! You got to New Orleans! If you're watching right now, I'm 42,000 feet easing on in. Because in several hours, I'm going to walk it out. Looking as only the nature boy can look. Oh, so fine. I'm not even going to tell you it's going to be JD on my left and Mary on my right. But I'm not telling any of you which one of my robes I'm wearing till I get there tonight. And in New Orleans tonight, the joint's going to be packed. And I don't do no job in front of 70,000 people. I walk down that aisle and I take care of it. Who is only Slick Rick here? I'm going to ease across the street to the High Regency and drinks all the champagne, anything you want is on the world check. And I don't mind telling you, I was wearing these $600 custom-made leather shoes. That's why I'm Ric Flair. Would you ride down the road with that golden retriever? You call a woman and talk to her? Huh? Would you go fishing? Would you sit in the corner bar with all the other rednecks drinking beer, talking about being the champ? Come on, pal. Dreams are meant to be exactly what they are. A dream. Reality. It's custom-made clothes. Limousines. Blonde hair. Styling and profiling. Rolex watches. Yes. And any woman just like that. Everybody needs to have something to live for each day. But you, in reality, are never, ever gonna be able to say you are the world champion. You're never gonna be able to put this in your old pickup truck next to your blue jeans and your cowboy boots and your cut-off t-shirt and try to tell anybody, much less yourself, that you're the world champion. You gotta be born a champion. You gotta have it inside. You gotta feel it, live it, breathe, and be prepared to die for it. You gotta make the assault on life itself. That's why some people think I've lost it. I haven't. What I've done is I've had it all. It's been mine. This is mine. It'll be mine my entire life. Woo! JJ, you see that girl in the red over there? Let me tell you, there's no woman in the world that likes to be called fatso. But Sweatso, that's your name. So you sit there and keep your mouth shut. I don't care what kind of shape you're in. I'm gonna knock your teeth back out the other side of your head. You understand that? You find a chair to sit in. You keep your mouth shut. And I gotta be kind of calm here. I don't want anybody out here telling me I'm off the air. I'm gonna be on the other side of that dressing room through the cement wall, listening to the doctor pull the stitches through your body. That's a promise. You're way too pretty. You're an untouched commodity in our sport. That means you haven't bled and sweat and paid the price to be out here cracking on the world champion. Woo! When you are an established commodity, when you are a man of means, when you are the man that says he owns, operates, and dictates what this does, then, pal, you can walk out here and crack on anybody you want to.
I still think that is one of the best looking titles of all time as far as championship titles go in the history of professional wrestling. Any promotion out there, that is still one of the greatest looking belts of all time. That's just my little side note. Let's get back to it.
You're gonna be mine. Woo! I've been champion for a long time, Tony, simply because I'm the best there is. I got more women waiting for me in that hallway, quivering, shaking, having conniptions than you've met in the last 5 years. You know why? Because I just happen to be Slick Rick, the World Heavyweight Champion. You imitation, nothing happening, punk. You keep walking around that ring trying to tell the world you're me. You better go somewhere else for your clothes besides Kmart. I'm coming out west next week. And baby, you remember one thing. Wherever I go, they can't make up my mind whether they call me the greatest, Slick Rick, or just plain all man. Right, baby doll? Yeah. You know, it's hard for me to take my eyes off that monitor sometimes when I see myself on this nationally televised wrestling program, because I know the gut reaction and the impact that I have on the national public. Boy, I'd like to be like Ric Flair. He's got it all. You know what I'm talking about, Tony?
Exactly.
I mean, you know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, I've got a financial empire. I've got the World Heavyweight Championship. They all want to be like the nature boy. But there can only be one. The franchise. Ric Flair, the greatest of them all. Well, Ric Flair has been the man as long as being the man was cool. Honey, don't try to wrap me up. These people out here turn on that program every day because they want to see the world champion. Say down, smart guy. All of the day's work.
You wouldn't let him come
into
to
the
the
world
bus. You
champion.
wouldn't let him get in the ring.
Talk to your mother, not
Come
me.
on, Rick.
Now, we can talk about a lot of people in wrestling, but we're going to talk about one because he's the best. The most well-known, the best looking, the best dressed. As a matter of fact, when he was coming through the airport today, he heard all the Eastern Airlines stewards just stand in the corner, you know, gawking like this. They were saying, Rambo who? When Ric Flair walked by. Then, you know, Slick, as in Slick Rick, the world's heavyweight champion. You know, I deal with my opponents a little bit like I handle my love life. I make sure I leave a lasting impression. You understand what I'm telling you guys? I'm going to get in the ring and show you once again, Tony. Why? Woo! Why? I'm the world champion, brother. Y'all out there, take a good look at what's going on. Not just another pretty face. Not just the best looking man alive. Not just the best dressed man, but the greatest athlete on the face of this earth, brother. And when you wake up in the morning, you do yourself a favor. You pattern your life after Ric Flair, and you'll be something. You'll be something in this world that someone can say they're proud of. Because Ric Flair is what's happening in the world of professional sports. Pass the word around, Daddy.
Just some of the greatest. And no, I'm not even done yet because he's still going. I mean, let's face it, one of the hardest things to do when you got Ric Flair going full on Nature Boy is to get him to stop, because he will talk and he will talk. And as far as the stories about him partying down and all that stuff, the stories are true. I've got a little first-hand knowledge in it. I'm not going to get into it because it's not about me. But let's just say I know firsthand it is true. But now we're starting to get into the later years. Thought it was, I mean, there's certainly more than enough promo footage just from the territory days to definitely cover the 12 minutes of this video. But yeah, it's good to see that it's not just all from the territory days. Some of it a little later on in life, later on in his career. because there are just as many just great promos that he cut out there, and as you can tell, this is a guy that is not shy to tell you exactly what's on his mind. And that's one of the things I absolutely like about Ric Flair, is he was never shy to tell you what he thought. But I'm going to shut up. Let's get back to it.
I've been teared up all day long with the thought of not being able to come out here anymore, but I'm off. I'm off. And I'm in a good place. And I love you. Please, let me say to you, I want to thank you for the memories. Thank you for the support.
This must have been after his retirement match against Shawn Michaels. But, yeah, it's definitely a guy that was never shy, you know, his entire career, and he's still not shy. He will still talk up a storm. He can cut a promo just as good as he ever could. And, yeah, there's nothing I can really say that most people don't already know, especially if you happen to follow professional wrestling. But that being said, I'm going to shut up. Let's get back to it.
And most of all, thank you all for making me who I am today. Woo!
You think these people here in Orlando are the only ones that want to say thank you? If you think that the millions of people watching on TV are the only ones that want to say thank you, well then, my friend, you've got another thing coming.
I can actually hear him a little bit right there. It's like, I was doing good too until you came out.
Because I had to come out here and I had to tell you something from the bottom of my heart. I love you, man. And thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I honestly thought that there was going to be a little bit more to that from the later years, and not just ended off on his final promo before he quote unquote retired. But let's face it, Nate is probably never going to retire. He's probably going to keep going. He might not be competing in the ring, but he will keep doing exactly what he's done for well over 40 years. Probably until his last breath. But anyway, tell me what you think down below in the comments. If you have a favorite Ric Flair promo, or if you have a Ric Flair story of your own, be sure to put it down in the comments. But that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Reacts. And as usual, this is probably not the end of it. I'm probably going to do a little bit more stuff, a little bit more wrestling-related stuff. Mainly because it's something that I've always enjoyed, my entire life, and I want to be able to share that with everyone else and give my thoughts on everything. But in the meantime, that's going to wrap it up, and until that next video, keep it tight.